Hello, students. This is Professor McDermott. It's Monday, June 29th, 2020. In fact, it's really been Monday for me all day, and even more so as I've been grading your Module 5 and 6 discussions. And in fact, I, I really wanted to reach out to you in this format rather than just posting feedback in the grade book, because what I have to say is pretty important, and it has to do with the whole learning project that we have in this course. And as I mentioned in the syllabus, the heart and soul of the course is the discussion board. And because I really believe that learning doesn't take place simply by me lecturing to you, it takes place through all of us talking to each other. The discussion boards really are the place where the most learning happens. And I fear we've come to something of a standstill as far as our discussions are concerned. And I want to talk about that. Your chairs did the best they could without a great deal of support in these Module 5 and 6 discussions. As always, there were some very good initial posts from a lot of people. You do a good job on those. But remember, as you know, that isn't the end of the discussion. In fact, it's only the jumping off point. The real learning happens when we start talking to each other on the focus threads, and that's where we've been lacking. Groups 1 and 2, you seem to have adopted the one and done approach to the focus threads, as I call it, where we're just going to do the bare minimum and post one time on there. That's not a conversation, that's a statement. To have a conversation, you have to have give and take back and forth. Group 3, really in Module 5, your focus thread participation was non-existent. It got slightly better in Module 6, but really in Group 3, a lot of people have been avoiding the focus threads entirely, and it's a problem. It's a problem, and it's even more of a problem because the topics that we had were very interesting, in my opinion. Racism, sexism, strategies for African American liberation. I mean, these are topics right out of today's news, aren't they? And in fact, I wonder if that could be part of the problem, because these are controversial issues. And if I know our students, I know that you're all very polite people, and I think that you may be afraid of stepping on people's toes by really expressing your opinions on these important matters. And I'd like for you to try to get over that fear. I think we're all reasonable people. I know you're all very polite people. I know that any posts that you make are going to be civil and courteous. And I know that we can have a civil conversation on these issues. And in fact, if we can manage that, if we can get that going, that may be the most important thing you get out of this course. Because as you can see from the news, what happens when we lose the ability to talk to each other about these important issues that affect all of us as citizens of our society? Well, what happens is nothing good happens. Things just get worse and worse. Nothing gets better for anyone. If we can't talk like reasonable adults about these important issues. And I think that's one of the reasons why the Board of Regents wants you to take this course, so that you can learn to do that. And I'd be shirking my obligation as an educator if I didn't encourage you to do that. And so I really want to urge you, don't be afraid. Please express your opinions. I know you'll do it in a constructive way. And let's really try to get something out of these discussions. I don't think I'm really asking a great deal. All I really want is for us to have a conversation. Is that really so difficult? Is it really so unreasonable to ask that of college students? This is the time in your lives when you have a chance to have these discussions with interesting people and to prepare yourselves to have even more consequential discussions with people about real issues that really do affect our lives, that in a lot of cases are matters of life and death. We have to learn to talk about these things with each other. And so I hope that in Module 7 and for the rest of the course, you will take that on and really start talking to each other. And if you have any feedback for me to let me know how I can help in this process, I would be very happy to hear that. Finally, you'll notice that I tightened up my point scale a little bit on this discussion just to convey how seriously I'm taking this. We need more participation. We need everyone's participation, everyone's insights, everyone's involvement. And so the somewhat stricter grading scale does reflect that. All right. Hope you are well. Please let me know if you have any questions. Thanks.